My name is Patricia Cowan. I own Rainmaker Sales Support. Rainmaker has been doing business-to-business appointments for almost 20 years now, and we specialize in VSCs. If you're looking for quality appointments with those facility managers, office managers, property managers that you'd like to meet, we are the company for you. We stand apart in many ways. Most of them include the fact that the appointments are real appointments. They're confirmed, and they're with the prospects that you truly want to meet. So whether it's 1 day a week cleaning, specialty services, or only 5 day a week cleaning, we can get you in front of those buyers you're looking to meet. Once again, my name is Patricia Cowan. I'm the owner of Rainmaker Sales Support. Please give us a call at 314-433-4660. Our website is www.rainmakersalessupport, or you can reach us toll-free at 866-767-2236. Give Rainmaker a call today, and we'll help you find those prospects. Thank you.
Welcome to our Cleancast. Thanks for joining us today. I've entitled this one, Sales Happy and Cash Poor. If you've had an aggressive sales program at one time or another, you probably can relate to what I'm about to say. But have you ever caught yourself in a situation where sales are just great and you don't have any money? You have no cash. I have. I can remember quite a few occasions where we were taking on large pieces of business, and having to add equipment, having to maybe even buy a vehicle, maybe an auto scrubber. And sometimes, you wonder that we can get around that. Sometimes growth just occurs too rapidly, and you don't want to say no, but you don't want to say no. I had a real problem particularly with a client that I've been, with a prospect that I've been working on for time, and finally they say, I'm ready. You gonna tell them no? No, you better not. When I was just growing up in this business, still working for another company, we were always after the largest bank in the city. Big 10-story, 350,000 square foot facility. And there was a competitor that was cleaning that and had ever since they built the building. My boss was after that, and he wanted it bad. And so one day, and I'd been calling on the company, and one day the company called me and says, Dick, we want to talk to you. We're really getting discouraged with what we have. So man, I'm excited. I call my boss. He's in the other office. I say, hey, we got an appointment such and such time with Hiram. And he said, you think we can handle that? And I said, we better handle it. We've been after him for years. So to make a long story short, my boss actually told the guy that we had taken on quite a bit of business, and we weren't equipped right now to take on the business. Now this was the bank we banked at, bank building that we banked at, and the bank owned the building. Well, make a long story short, I attempted for several years after that to secure that business, and all he ever said to me is, I asked you once, and you couldn't take it. How do I know you can take it now? Never got that. Anyway, I do a workshop on it's called How to Grow Yourself into Bankruptcy. And in there we talk about all these things about new sales costs. You bring on the business. What about the new equipment? Have you thought about the new equipment? What about all the startup supplies that you have? And you're going to probably have extra labor to clean up somebody else's mess, because if it wasn't for that, probably you wouldn't be there anyway. Well, that's certainly one of the reasons why you would be there. So how do you address these issues? Let me suggest that you set realistic sales projections. Determine what your most profitable accounts are, and sell more of those, because you're going to have some margin in those. And I know a lot of, and I can say this from experience as a consultant. I ask companies every day when I talk to them, give me your top 20%. Which 20% are making you the most money? And they can't tell me. They don't know what their margins are, many of them. And I'll tell you, we have sophisticated systems out there now with a bunch of companies that are really quality companies. A couple of them even advertise here on our podcasts, on our Cleancasts, talking about the systems and processes they have that can help BSCs. I encourage you to follow up with them. But think about that. Just think about that. People don't know which are their profitable accounts, which ones are their unprofitable accounts. I don't understand. You know, another thing that we did to help control how we sold was we had a sliding scale based on the projected profitability of a company, of a customer, so that if our salespeople wanted to go out and sell these, in our particular case, it was retail and high-rise office buildings that were not profitable in the market necessarily. They were at the bottom of our totem pole as far as profitability. So we set the commission structure up on those to be very, very, very slim, so that they didn't want to mess with them. And then we had 2 or 3 market that really were profitable for us, and we really paid excellent commissions for those. The idea being that these are the ones that we can make good money on, that can help our cash flow, and we'll pay more to get those. And it worked for us very well. Another thing, and I would tell you, you need to stay on top of your collections. This is an area that a lot of contractors really ignore. They don't have the cash, but you look out there and their receivables are out at 48 days or 52 days. Did you know that if you bill the first of the month, by the end of the month, your billing, your receivables should only be about 80% of what your monthly billing is, so that if you're doing, let's say you're doing, I'm going to make this very simple, if you're doing $10,000, $100,000 a month in billing, at the end of each month when you do your profit and loss and balance sheet, your receivables should be no more than about $80,000. And if you can keep that in mind and keep focused on that, it will help your cash flow. It'll help your cash flow immensely. Check yours. See where it is. See what your days out are. I watched that constantly, because we obviously didn't want to borrow money if we didn't need to. So I felt always I need to keep my cash coming in the way it should be coming in. Anyway, if you're starting something up and starting it up big time, talk to your vendors in advance, saying, you know, I need 30, 60, 90 on this. And I just had an occasion where I had a client that took on a very large account. He never believed me on that. He said, these guys are tough. They won't. I said, let's do it. Let's talk to them. And the idea was we wanted 90 days. We wanted it delivered. Then 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later. Had no problem asking that of the vendor, and we had no problem getting the terms. And the idea, I mean, one of the comments they made to us was, you know, I wish all BSCs would do that. The time to ask for the terms is at the beginning, not when you're 30 days behind. You know, so let me remind you of that. You know, the other thing is to always have a positive relationship with your banker. I went to lunch every month with my banker. He bought one month, I bought the next month. We would review my statements. I would tell him the bad, you know, if we were going to lose some business or had, and I would tell him what the good deal was, you know, where we were, what we had pending out there. And I had a great relationship with him. In fact, you've heard me say, some of you have probably heard me say that my banker loaned me money when I probably wouldn't have loaned me money. And he also told me I don't have to worry about you repaying it because I know that you're laying awake at night figuring out how to repay it. And he was right. Yeah. But, so if you're growing, cash can be a problem. Yeah, it can be a problem. So make sure you're managing these aspects of your business to try and bring the cash in as quickly, and having relationships with bankers, vendors, customers for paying on time, just to make sure that you get those new accounts and cut down the worriedness about the cash flow as much as you possibly can. I can remember starting, for my company it was big. We started an $85,000 a month account and a $40,000 a month account in the same month. And that was, not only did that strain our cash, it strained our people. You know, I had people flying all over the place. But that's a time for another Cleancast. But that's when I really needed the bank, you know, and they went to bat for us, and it worked out really well. So if you're growing, like I said earlier, cash can be a problem. Make sure you're managing your business so that you have the best use of your cash. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.